My name is Rami. I'm 15, a sophomore, and I'm working to get more bounce and play varsity next season.
What's going on, guys? This is Anshul and Alex from Orange County Performance. Today, we're running Rami, a high school sophomore, through a workout, basketball specific, but it can translate to volleyball, football, whatever. We're hoping you guys love this type of content. Please comment down below what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of. We're going to be receptive and make this channel all about you guys.
And we're gonna start off with the glutes, placing your ankle on your knee and then just rolling back and forth, trying to roll all up around your entire glute on one side.
So here we're just getting some soft tissue work in before we get into our ramp protocol for our warm-up. So Rami here has got some pretty tight hips. We're just trying to get some of that loose.
Only want to spend about 30 seconds on each side. And the more you push your knee away from you, the more that hip's gonna open up.
Try to make it a little bit more dynamic. Just go a little bit faster in and out.
So it's kind of like a foam roller, but this time we're gonna use the weight of the barbell to press into our quads. And we're gonna stick to it. Oh, there we go. There's the pain. And see how like it kind of gets stuck in that area right there? That's the part that hurts, right? So that's the part that we're gonna try to break up the most, just by rolling back and forth.
That's why you need to do your mobility, kids. This is the whole reason right here. Playing 6 games a week, we're practicing 4 times a week. I mean, these are things that we really need to focus on, because with all that playing and all that attention on these muscles and all the force that we need to produce out of them, it's good to take care of them, right? So soft tissue, mobility, these are the things that need to happen.
That quad's used a little bit more than this one, so that's why this one doesn't hurt as bad.
You got the left-right approach, right? You go left-right, yep. And these ones for our basketball players are gonna be the most tight. Alex is gonna get on here with the barbell, and we're gonna make it dynamic with some foot range of motion. So we're gonna get his foot kind of up a little bit. And Rami, what I want you to do is I want you to flex and extend your foot. There we go. Control that nice and slow while Alex is all over that thing with the barbell. If you want pain-free performance, this is the way to go. Dynamic range of movement, some barbell smashing will do the trick. So with the ramp protocol, we're doing raise the heart rate, that's the R. Then we're gonna activate and mobilize, that's the AM, and then P is potentiate. We gotta potentiate those muscles for some explosive movement. So we have Rami on the bike now, just getting that heart rate up. Bike's a beautiful thing for that because we're using our full body. We're gonna get about 2 minutes on the bike, and then we're gonna hop into the activate and mobilize part of our ramp protocol warm-up. So moving on to the activate and mobilize, we're gonna do both at the same time. We're gonna start with the slant board to get an extra range of motion on those calves. One hand's gonna hold that dumbbell, other hand's gonna grab this for balance. Okay, we're gonna go double leg though. So we're gonna feel a nice stretch all the way throughout these calves, and then we're getting up on the balls of our feet as high as we can. Go ahead, Ron. As high as we can, and then a slow. So we're activating and mobilizing at the same time, so we're doing kind of a weighted stretch. So we're gonna come up and we're gonna hold at the top, and then control it on the way down. Feel that nice stretch all the way in those calves again, and we're coming back up. Good, we're gonna get like 8 to 10 reps of these. So we're going the tib raise. Get yourself a tib bar. We're gonna let our ankles stretch nice and long again because we're mobilizing, and then we're gonna get into our tibialis anterior raise. So we're gonna control it on the way down. Once we control it, we wanna feel that stretch in that insertion point, and then we're going right back up. 8 to 10 reps of these, focusing on activating those tibs. Prep our knees and our lower extremities for some high impact plyometric work.
Instead of hitting the back of the lower part of our leg, now we're hitting the front of our leg.
The foot and ankle complex is extremely important for basketball athletes, and it's gonna start, at the bottom of the kinetic chain, like Alex said, with this foot and ankle complex. It's gonna go up to the knee, which is a hinge joint, right? We don't wanna make that thing be doing stability. We want our ankles and our hips to be nice and mobile, nice and stable. This is the way we do that.
Also, if you have really strong tibs, your ability to support your landing positions are gonna be way better. When raising our knees straight up, using the hip flexor, and then we're going to push that knee out to the side using that glute med. And then we're gonna rotate and get some internal rotation and drive that knee back as far as we can, and then return all the way back up to the front.
So with some of our athletes that can't get that internal rotation, so we force it for them and bring it back, open it up, and we're gonna force that knee into internal rotation. You see how Rami's compensating with his body? We wanna keep that core nice and engaged, nice and tight. We don't wanna move all with our hip and less with our body, all right? For Rami, his hips are really tight, so we're just working on getting some of that range of motion in there. Just working that range where you don't move your body. There you go, a little bit better.
There you go.
A little bit better.
Let that shoulder go forward, keep it back.
Coming in. Feel that hip kind of catch on fire? Yeah.
Now we're gonna start on potentiate, meaning we're gonna get the muscles primed.
So we're getting what we call the poor man's Vertimax. We don't have a Vertimax machine in here, but it doesn't matter. Just get some heavy dumbbells, strap them to the floor, across the body, And all we're doing is staying tall on the balls of our feet. We're not coming flat, right? And we're just keeping the knees extended and we're bouncing up and down like we're a pogo stick. So go ahead, Rami. Good, good. And you'll see here that he's landing and jumping. He's absorbing and producing that force at a very quick rate, and that's what we want out of our athletes, especially basketball, volleyball, football, whatever it is. You want that short ground contact time and a lot of force coming out of that time that we spend on the ground. So the first thing we're doing is a tempo goblet squat, where Alex is gonna control it for 4 seconds on the way down. We're gonna hold it at the bottom, and we're exploding up as fast as we can. So Rami's got some tight ankles, so this will help get him some more range of motion.
Sit back on those heels.
We're gonna sit back on those heels. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're gonna hold it for 1 second at the bottom. 4, 1 second hold, and we're getting up. It's beautiful. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, and up. Good.
We're knocking out a B stance RDL. It's the same kind of idea as our goblet squats, where we're trying to control the way down, loading all these muscles on the back side of his hip. And then he's gonna stand up aggressively, and we're doing B stance so we can prioritize one leg.
It's gonna be tempo work, 3 seconds on the way down, 2-second hold right here at the bottom, explode up, and then reset, all right? 90% of that weight's gonna be on his front foot. The kickstand or the B stance is just that 10% to keep that balance. We're gonna get that tripod of weight with the big toe, little toe, and heel, even distribution.
Yep. Keep your knee slightly bent. And then you just wanna think about pushing this butt back. Back.
You'll see here, a lot of athletes will get that space in between their leg and the dumbbell. We want that dumbbell to paint the leg. So we're going brushing that leg the whole way down.
Butt back.
Butt back. Hips are gonna be square. Good. Gonna hold for 2 seconds on the bottom. This movement's gonna be really challenging for people who haven't done it before. So make sure that you're counting 2 and 3. We're holding 1 and 2. And we're coming up. Don't round your back as much. Push your butt out more. Go ahead. 1, hip back, 2, 3, 1, and 2. Good. Rest.
Right now you're starting to reach with the upper body. That's probably why you're starting to feel anything up in here. You only want it to be on this lower part of your leg.
It's gonna be really good to train hip extension unilaterally, which is very, very translational to sports, right? We're not always on 2 feet. We're not always on 2 sides of our hips. We're not always bilateral. So being able to go on one leg for certain things is gonna be really beneficial for our athletes.
How'd that feel on the left side compared to the right though?
The right one, I felt like my back was just like hurting way more as I went down.
And then on the left side, where'd you feel it?
I felt it more in my hips.
There we go.
Perfect.
That's what we want.
Wherever you felt on the left side, try to mimic it over on that side.
Great tips from Weber the Trainer, at Weber the Trainer on Instagram. Gotta give him a follow. The next thing we're setting up is a nice hip extension movement, right? To round out all this hip extension we've already been doing. So we're gonna grab that same dumbbell, 40, 50 pounds, whatever works. Rami weighs around 150 pounds, so 1/3 of his body weight. And we're gonna throw it on our hips. We're gonna plant our shoulder blades into the back of the top of this bench right here. And from here, we're gonna get a 90-degree angle with our feet. And we're gonna keep our chin tucked, our core nice and tight, and we're squeezing up and we're holding with our glutes for a minute. Bridge up, chin tucked, core tight. Starting the timer for a minute. The reason we do isometric holds for the glutes is when we're sitting in a defensive stance and we're sliding our feet, the glutes are what's gonna keep that hip flexion movement, it's what's gonna keep it stable. Because the glutes are lengthening, up, 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 up. So it's really beneficial for basketball players to have isometrically strong glutes, as well as overall, strong glutes, squats, deadlifts, hip thrusts, all great movements for basketball players.
We're doing a single leg step down to a lateral hop, and then a reverse step up back onto our small little step we have here. Biggest thing is making sure that we're staying on the balls of our feet and stabilizing. If we hop around like that, it's okay, but our goal is to try to not move too much and stabilize on that one leg, and then push back, step back up on the plate.
We're throwing these weighted vests around him. It's about 20 pounds of resistance, so it's just something to make the movement a little bit more challenging. Good. That's fine. Work on it. Work on it. Good.
Stay on the balls of the feet.
Boom.
There we go.
Good. That's a really good rep. And that's exactly what we're looking for. He's not coming flat on his feet. He's stabilizing the landing. He's producing that force. We want to ideally produce that force a little bit quicker. So Rami, on that initial, as soon as we touch down, we're going, right? Instead of coming down and loading and then going, we're coming down quick and going quick. It's that rate of force development through that ankle, very important. Nice. Good. Good rep. We're just modifying the workout real quick, just because Rami's having a little bit trouble with his knee stability as well. We're gonna activate that glute medius through another isometric hold, but this time we're using a band to push outwards against it to activate our hip muscles. Push out against that band, and we're holding for another minute. 3, 2, and 1. Good. A little bit better, a little bit better. Good. Oh yeah, it's a good rep. For our basketball athletes, I love to play defense. It's one of my favorite drills for lateral to vertical explosive quickness. So all we're gonna do, same thing as kind of that concept before, we're gonna land, single leg, push off, and then we're breaking out the gate. So we're coming. For this workout, each rep matters. Each rep is max effort. So we're going low amount of reps. We'll go about 4 to 6 reps. We're gonna go 5 to start. See how Rami takes it. Go from there. Plant, push, go. Nice, good.
Make sure you're bouncing off that leg, that landing leg. So when you bounce over the hurdle, you're bouncing and then taking off. Don't try to like stomp straight down. You wanna make sure you're propelling yourself forward.
Plant, push, and let's go.
We wanna come down, push, 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 and then take off. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. That's gonna help you propel, right? Like you went way faster than you expected yourself to go. Using your body to drive into the sled and you're using your legs to drive down into the floor.
Let's make sure we're trying to spread all of our toes out, grab the floor, and push off all 5 of our toes with each push. And then we're gonna go down and back. Let's grab the sled a little bit lower. There we go. And drive, 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 drive. Let's go. Good, good. And rest.
Rest. And now. There you go, good.
We don't want to be breathing with our mouth because 1, it'll dry out your mouth, right? So we want to stay more hydrated, especially when we're on the court doing long distance, any type of running, aerobic, anaerobic work. Breathing through your mouth dehydrates you. That's number 1. Number 2, we have our nose hairs, right? That filter out a lot of the debris that's coming in and out of the air we breathe. So a little quick tip there. Breathe through your nose, not through your mouth. Push. Nice.
Good. Drive, 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 drive.
And rest.
Hammer it.
Let's go, let's go. Drive, 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 and rest. Another thing we want to do is breathe through our belly while we're resting. So what that looks like, as you see, Rami's breathing all the way through his chest. Push my hand away with your stomach and take your breath in and then let it go. Nope, that's all your chest, right? So through your stomach, good, and then let it go. Good, and through your stomach, good. So he's lifting my hand away with that belly. He's doing diaphragmatic breathing. That's gonna activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which kind of calms down that fight or flight. Those catecholamines, like all those adrenal responses from your body, it's gonna fight that, and it's gonna activate the opposite, right? And help him relax a little bit while he's resting, getting ready for the next set. Good, good. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yes, sir. And finish strong.
Rest.
And rest. All right, now before we cool down, how was that workout?
It was great.
It was a good workout?
Tiring though.
Tiring? Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna get some stretches. We're gonna loosen up the quads, we're gonna loosen up the calves, we're gonna loosen up the glutes and get him, because he's got training at 3. These guys, that's what I'm saying. We train so much. It's good to take care of your body, invest in a good trainer. Get a nice calf stretch in. Slant board's a good tool, guys. Slant board's gonna be really helpful for any type of foot ankle complex issues or tightness. It's a great way to get all that nice and stretched out. Feel that stretch. Yeah. There's that stretch that we want. Next thing we're doing is a pigeon pose, but it's modified because he has really tight hips. So we're just getting our hip up, getting our back leg out, keeping our chest tall, and we're getting a nice hip flexor stretch one way and glute stretch the other way. So let's get this, 30 seconds. Good, chest nice and tall, and then lean. There you go, perfect. Yep, and just holding that 30 seconds. So breathing while stretching is extremely important just because it's an uncomfortable thing. If your stretches are comfortable, you're not stretching. So when it's uncomfortable, getting used to it, and again, breathing through your belly, diaphragmatic breathing, really controlling your breath, your heart rate, cooling down for the end of the day and stretching out these muscles is something that we wanna do after every high intensity session.
Top of the foot on the bench, knee down on the ab mat, and our goal is we're trying to squeeze this glute forward so we get a stretch in the front of the hip flexor quad area, and then you can start to lean back to get a little bit more intensity.
Like Alex said, we're squeezing the glute because the glute's a hip extender, right? Extends the hip, and we're trying to stretch our hip flexors. So if we're contracting
Push that hip at me.
that,
There you go.
that glute, we then can use reciprocal inhibition to relax that hip flexor while we stretch it. Sit back a little bit more and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. There you go. And then now you can also reach up and across and get that full lateral chain. It's gonna squeeze, 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 tight. Good. Thanks for tuning in with us here at OCP, guys. We had a great time with Rami, had a great workout.
If you guys have any questions, comment down below. Let's chat.
Good. Roll it. Roll it.